In this video, we're going to take a look at CMI Unit 331, Task 2B, which is AC 2.2. So let's get straight into it. On the left-hand side here, we've got the assignment brief then, and on the right, we've got the template that we provide for our Crescent learners. So in 2A, we identified some methods. Let me just scroll back so I'm quoting it correctly. We've identified and described some methods to understand the needs and aspirations of people. What's going on for each individual and what do they need? Building on that then for 2.2, probably using the same people, the same situations or methods that you've described with your examples in 2.1. I guess that's the idea. This is task 2A and 2B, so they kind of follow on from each other. Thinking about, so it says, outline a minimum of 4 approaches to effectively manage and lead people. Now, I look at this question and think, crikey, that is pretty broad. There's, you could say almost anything, to be honest. So, and that's not always that helpful. So we've got to kind of narrow it down a little bit. So if you've got your examples from above, then that would be really good. And in the previous video, you'll see my comments on the scenario examples, which I thought were great. And then the methods that we might use to understand what people's needs are. This is, okay, so you've understood their needs. Now what? How you go, what approach are you going to take to manage or lead that person? So we've covered earlier in this unit that management is really about tasks and activity and to-do lists and kind of structure and efficiency. Fine. So it could be that a person needs some of your manager input. And then we talked about leadership being more about trust and relationships and connection and motivating people that way, and then ensuring that we understand their needs as a person as well as their needs in terms of achieving stuff and performing well at work. So this list here on the left-hand side, it says, well, quite a lot. I don't know if I want to run through the whole thing with you, to be honest. There's so much here. But look, support people to understand their role. Is it something where they don't? So you've kind of listened and understood their needs and aspirations. What do they need? Do they need to understand where their role fits in the context? So this is Dan Goleman's coaching style. This is about, oh, you just think you just do this. We'll take the word just out of it and let me help you understand how important your job is, even if the person feels like it's not. Let's kind of connect people. It motivates them doing that. Certainly broadens that, connects them to what the business or the organization or the team is doing. It could be about that they need to be communicated with better. It could be someone needing to understand the rules or the policies or the regulations. Maybe there's a training need there. Somebody's maybe kind of broken the rules or got close to it, shared something that they shouldn't or whatever. Okay, so maybe we need to do some policy and procedure stuff. Really big one, setting clear expectations and objectives, monitoring progress, providing guidance. Again, there's a real mixture of kind of management and leadership in there. So I won't go through any more, but it says outline approaches. So for me, what I think that should look like, so if we jump over to the template over here, we've just put our notes in to help like we do with all of these units. So it's a continuation of 2.1. I've just said that. Use the same scenarios. It's a question about how you adapt your approach. Carry on using your same examples. And then this comment here, use the recommended content, is me saying, look at this list here. So have these open on the screen like I have when you're writing your answers. And then think, okay, given the scenarios, what would I do? Step 1, step 2, step 3. So let's say, for example, I've just chosen recognize and reward success. Maybe you've got a team member who needs a bit of feedback, they need some encouragement, or maybe they've shared with you that they don't feel like, as the manager, you're kind of recognizing them enough or as often as you might. So how would we do that? Like, what, given a particular person, like a situational example, how would we recognize and reward success? So we might verbally say, well done, that's really good. Or we could use more structured methods. It could be a review in a team meeting. It could be a employee of the week, or it could be, and some of these things will turn people off rather than turn them on. So be careful. So it's kind of looking for maybe 2 or 3 steps that you'd take as the manager to effectively, like it says here, to effectively manage and lead that person in that situation. So it could be recognition and reward, could be motivating. Maybe you need to delegate or empower or encourage somebody through giving them more responsibility. That's what that one is. How would we delegate? So that's a bit of research, or you can pick up a tutorial with us. Delegation's an interesting one. Even very experienced managers come to us all the time going like, I think I need to delegate more or better or whatever. So that's well worth at this early stage, level 3, maybe it's a first unit that you've done, reflecting on how you delegate and what that means. That's really powerful. You'll come back to it through your management career as well. Communicating effectively, using a range of techniques. So that's a bit of a duplication on our template. Communication covers a really wide range of things. So I think we're kind of suggesting that it might be some different approaches there. Okay, there's lots more besides. If you've got a well-being example, then maybe have a look at that. That's written here. So there's so much in this answer. If you do need a hand, obviously if you're one of our learners and you want a hand structure in this, then do get in touch. But hopefully this video has given you a bit of a sense of aligning it with the previous question and how to get started and using the same examples. Great.